Welcome along to ArsenalFanTV. It hasn't been a great week to be an Arsenal fan, and it hasn't been a great week to be Arsene Wenger. To be fair, it hasn't been a great few seasons for him, but it's getting kind of peak now. Let me find out what you lot are saying in the comments. David Newson says, the only way Arsenal fans can make their voices heard is to pinch the board in the pocket, stop going to games, vote with your feet. If all of you boycotted a game, the board would listen, vote with your feet and don't turn up for a game. Now, I've seen so many comments like this, David, but the thing is, as much as there's so many people vocal about being Wenger out or not happy with the situation at the club at the moment, you need to realise there's a big percentage of people that are still AKBs, also known as Arsene knows best, and still believe that the man should stay at the club. Believe it or not, there are a few fans out there that really think that, but I know there's a lot of you guys on social media and in the comments that agree with David. Jordan Krishna says, his legacy is done, it's been wiped over, it doesn't matter no more. I mean, to be fair, if you mention Arsene Wenger now, the first thing that comes to mind is failure. You're not going to think of invincibles, which is sad. I mean, it may be in the back of your mind, but then that's not going to be the first thing that you think of. You're going to think of tarnished. What has he done to the club? Ruined. Villain. Jago Alonso says, a slow, respectful transition was due in 2011. He's disrespected the club enough with the I built Arsenal comment. His legacy is ruined. Sack him in the morning and rebuild over the next 2 years. We have the money to do it. Unfortunately, I don't think he's ever going to get sacked because it is now over 24 hours since the defeat against Brighton away, and I'm pretty sure he's still the manager. And he will be until he decides to walk away. But then again, Dean's Baba says, Wenger will not leave unless he's sacked. It's that simple. If you want change, then all fans should stay at home for a few games. That's the only way you will be heard. David RS has a bit of a more diplomatic comment and says, the big man is right, come to an agreement, announce it however you like, Wenger, but leave at the end of the season. Hashtag legacy ruin. Lakaz, I hope I said that right, says, the boys lost on purpose. It's obvious. It's the only way to show their no confidence in Wenger. Never thought I'd say this, but it's good that we're losing time for change. Now, after that result and the other results, I was starting to believe that maybe the players are doing this on purpose because we have the quality there. I know most of the players are substandard, but some of the players, we have the quality there, and I'm starting to believe, are they doing this on purpose because they want change? If you remember, before Oxlade-Chamberlain left, he liked a comment from ArsenalFanTV saying Wenger should leave, and then now he's gone. I mean, I feel like secretly, as much as the players respect the man, I feel like they also want him to go too. Ron Catton said, Troop said today, who are Brighton? Who are Watford, Nottingham Forest, Stoke, Ostersund, Swansea, etc, etc. The list goes on this season. They are teams that beat our shit on the pitch, that's who. And that's facts. We're not a club that can say who are Brighton because we are not a top 6 club anymore. Even though somehow we're still sitting in 6th position. Mr. DK Drums 012 says, I remember how happy Arsenal fans were when they signed Aubameyang and Mkhitaryan. So far it's horrible and will be horrible until Wenger goes. Even Messi can't save your team as long as Wenger is coaching you. Now, it's not only Wenger that was getting stick in the comments. Of course, Petr Cech was getting the stick too because he hasn't been great, has he? He's caused us a lot of losses. He's conceded 8 goals in 3 games, and I mean, he's not only to blame, of course it's the defence too, but he's come out and apologised for his performance. And I mean, you can't just keep apologising. We need to see better. And Asad Khan says, when Arsene Wenger said Petr Cech is worth 15 points a season, Arsenal fans had no idea those points were for other teams and not them. I mean, bro, we've given away a lot of points. You're still waiting for that 200th clean sheet. It doesn't look like it's coming anytime soon. Tobias also said both goals would have been saved by a top goalkeeper, but the defending was still shite as always. Speaking of defending, Sathonch Fabra says, if Mertesacker is not going to be used, Wenger should have bought a replacement of his calibre and should have bought a rock-solid defence midfield. This is the mistake Wenger did and he is paying for it. We're all paying for it. We're suffering. I feel like, have we not suffered enough? How many seasons have we said we need a strong defensive midfielder and a defence? Shell's Big Number 2 says, our worst run of away form since the 1920s. West Brom lost 7 since start of the year. We've lost 8. It's just a good job we're over the 40-point mark. Otherwise, I'd be seriously worried about being relegated. Real talk. JJW Gaming says, I'm a Newcastle fan and I want Wenger gone because teams around us are getting points against you. Now, it's a sad state of affairs when a Newcastle fan wants the manager to go simply because we're giving away points to the teams that are struggling around them. Yanto 2013 says Wenger has already said in his post-match interview tonight that he is the best person to turn this around and to take Arsenal forward. You can't get more delusional than that. Get Ancelotti in till the end of the season, then do a complete overhaul, root, branch and twig, new manager, new assistant manager, new medical team, new coaching staff, including Mertesacker, and get a shot of the inept and deadwood players. Check, Xhaka, Mustafi, Iwobi, Welbeck, Ramsey, Espina. Give the younger lads a chance and get a manager coach in who takes no bullshit, who drills the team to within an inch of its life, and then get rid of Wiggy Cronky, the man is a leech. But let's start with Wenger. Hashtag Wenger out now. Bro, that is a lot of changes. I mean, we need them all, but for them to all happen at once, that is a lot of changes. You went from the back staff to half the team, to half the squad, the board, and of course Wenger. But you're right, it has to start somewhere, and I guess the first person we would all point the finger to blame at is Arsene Wenger. It's a crazy situation we're in right now. I mean, I don't know where we go from here. We obviously need change. In that last comment, Yanto clearly pointed out so many places we need changes in, but when are the changes going to happen? Are they going to happen? Will Wenger walk? Will he get sacked? I don't believe he will, but I don't believe he'll walk either, so it's a catch-22. We're kind of stuck. Let me know your thoughts on the situation in the comments below, and I will be reading out your comments next Monday. Hopefully we haven't lost to AC Milan in the Europa League, and maybe we would have salvaged 3 points from somewhere, maybe even 1, who knows. See you next Monday.
We're giving you a chance to be on ArsenalFanTV and give your opinion after the game. All you got to do is WhatsApp your video and hold the camera like this. Send it straight after.